But honestly,
Namaskar. Apologies for the delayed start. We had some technical issues on our back end, but now we are up and running. Let's welcome Sumit Peer, and we'll be talking about a lot of evolving, breaking news from across India. Sumit ji, Namaskar. Ram Ram, Radhe Radhe. How are you?
𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙀, Radhe Radhe. All good and fine, sir, by the grip of Lord Mahakal and your Ashirwad, sir. Namaskar to you and all the viewers.
Thank you so much, Sumit ji. So first things first, Yogi Adityanath ji has met Mohan Bhagwat ji in Nagpur. And I believe that it's not just one chief minister of BJP, but all the chief ministers of BJP are going to be meeting. This is my source. And to kind of give sort of a report card on what could have been done better. For example, Rajasthan wasn't great. Haryana wasn't great. Perfect record in two states, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh, but Chhattisgarh, some losses, Jharkhand also. So all of them are taking stock of the situation. What is more important is, because UP suffered so badly, what exactly is the reason? I think RSS probably knows what it is. You tell me, sir, what you think is the import of this. Yogi ji is not an RSS pracharak, by the way, viewers. Please remember that. He is a Nath shrine. He is a very dharmic person. So it's a difference. I think we should all remember. He was not from Sangh. Over to you, sir.
Sir, in the name of Bhagwan Sree Ganesha, let's do the Sree Ganesha of today's vlog. And well, to begin with, you are absolutely right. It is more of a protocol. After every election, all the BJP chief ministers and the important people are summoned to Nagpur, and they have to give a presentation: what went right, what went wrong, and what is the future plan. You see, the fundamental thing remains. There are two fundamental things. One is, Hindu is the bedrock of our Hindustan or Bharat. The bedrock of our civilization is Hindu. BJP is the political wing of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. And now Sangh is around 100 years old. BJP started in mid-80s. So BJP is relatively 40 years old, plus minus. Sangh is almost 100 years old. So you have to understand this definition. Now, Sangh has various, arms like Sevika Samiti, there is VHP, there is Bajrang Dal, and there are a lot of affiliated organizations of Seva Bharati, to name a few. There are a lot of affiliated organizations of the Sangh, and everybody has a cadre. So Sangh or the RSS, everybody has assigned duties where they have to work in tandem, and BJP's duty is political. It's a political party, but the roots are from Sangh. The Sangathan Mahamantri comes from Sangh. Modi ji is from Sangh. All the top ministers are from Sangh, except a few. So that is how it works. So, and whenever you look at every state, there's something called as the Sangathan Mantri, is the national or the secretary or the political secretary of the organization. He comes from Sangh. Even Mr. B.L. Santoji, who is general secretary of the organization, has come from Sangh. Now, Arun Kumar ji, who works between BJP and Sangh for the coordination, is again from Sangh. So Sangh basically controls the organization, and the organization chooses the people who deliver governance. So there is no interference of Sangh on day-to-day, running of the country. But at the organizational level, Sangh controls what has to be done, what has not to be done. So this is a basic structure, which people should understand. How does it work at state level and at national level? So usually all the chief ministers from the BJP, they will be having Sangh background. That is a given. Or affiliated to Sangh. You might be from ABVP. Let's say Mr. Amit Shah is from ABVP. There are people who are from ABVP. Again, they're parts of Sangh only. So you can broadly say they're from Sangh. So now calling CMs there is a part of the process which is happening every now and then. Now Yogi ji is calling, being requested or summoned to meet by Mr. Mohan Bhagwat ji is very, very important, because we know UP has been a bit of a shaker for the BJP, because UP gave the most unexpected result, which put all poll pundits and all, cephalogists and everybody who was in media for a great shock. Now, moreover, what we have been saying, Sri sir, that is what everybody has been resonating. Muslims did not vote for BJP, but Muslims voted to kind of dethrone BJP, to dethrone Prime Minister Modi. That was the objective. It didn't matter whom they are voting. Second was, we also know there were some lists which were sent by Yogi ji, some lists did not get approved, some got approved. There's something which happened there. We don't know exactly how, what number and all, but that is the talk of the town. And third main reason was the turncoats which were given tickets could not make it through. A lot of sting MPs had a lot of anti-incumbency, still they were given tickets and obviously they did not make through. Now, the political gateway of India is UP. You have to win Lucknow to win Delhi. And now this kind of a setback has two ramifications. Something went wrong at the organization level, right? Mr. Saini is in charge. It was Sunil Bansalji earlier, now it is Mr. Saini, Dharampal Saini ji, who is in charge now. Now, what went wrong at the organization level? What went wrong at the HQ? Or what went wrong at the Karyakarta level? These are all the things which need to be discussed and understood. And it is believed that Yogi Adityanath ji also has some things which he's not very happy with. He was not very happy with. He expressed his resentment, but that was not taken pretty seriously. And there was a lot of things which went wrong, obviously. Now, the challenge, which the bigger problem which it has manifested to is that now Akhilesh Yadav has got a lease of life. Now, he's a force. He's the third largest party or the second largest party in the India Alliance. From nowhere to be seen, he has become the third biggest opposition leader of the country. And UP, when these things happen, you have to contemplate something. But if you look at 2019, I believe 2019 was a much difficult election because then Bua and Bhatija, that is BSP and SP, had got together to defeat BJP. They could not defeat. The combo, the mathematics, everything was there, but they could not defeat. And now this time, nothing of that order was working. And out of this, Rahul Gandhi was the luckiest guy to end up with 6 seats, which was a, upar se gira, chappar phad ke aaya. Something, God's grace, which went on thing, which he could not even imagine. Now, what went wrong? Obviously, you're right, Yogi ji is not from the Sangh, he's from Gorakhnath Mutt. And Gorakhnath Mutt, and what is known about Yogi ji is his Guruji had a very sober temperament, but as Yogi ji was called Chota Guruji. And his Guruji also accepted that Chote Guruji ka dimag bahut garam rehta hai. He's very, angry, gets very angry. But when Yogi ji was asked this, he says, I get it from my Dada Guru. Dada Guru is Guru's Guru. He was also believed to be like that. And that much goes to Gorakhnath ji, who was a very, very powerful yogi. And there are a lot of stories, there are a lot of things about him. And it is believed that he was a Shiv Ansh. That is what we are told, and that's what we know. So that is where the lineage comes from. These people have their own lineage, these people have their own following, and they are very hardcore religious people. And these are the people who will identify who is going to be the next person to take command. Now, you are right, he is not from the Sangh, but Sangh and the Mutt has good tuning and chemistry and understanding, because at the end of the day, they all follow the same logic. Nation first. First, I'm a nationalist, then I'm a Hindu nationalist, and it's called country first, national first, and always first. Now, Yogi ji, being summoned by Bhagwat ji, talks about two things. Bhagwat ji wants to understand what went wrong. He wants to know all the sides of the story. Who were the lists given, which list was rejected, who rejected the list, who wanted Yogi ji out, who did not want Yogi ji to make through. Was it a detonation or was it an uncontrolled detonation? What is it? One is a small detonation, chota sa. One is, did it go uncontrolled or was it planned to be uncontrolled? My sources tell me that people have been meeting in UP astrologers and telling him, Baba, ye batao, not to astrologers. Suppose you are an astrologer. Bhai, ye Yogi ji kab jayenge? So, and not even astrologers. They have been meeting all kinds and type of people telling ki Yogi ji kab jayenge. It's not only astrologers. Some people even told me they have been meeting. Chodiye, let's not go into that. I don't want to touch that side of it. They're meeting all kinds and type of people. Ye Yogi ji kab jayenge? Now, is there a resentment on the ground against Yogi ji? No. Who are the people? Which is the camp which wants Yogi Adityanath out? And why do they want him out? And whatever happened in UP was because of a gross mismanagement. So Bhagwat ji wants to understand. Now, another thing which it signifies is that Bhagwat ji somehow is putting his weight behind Yogi Adityanath ji. And let's remember one thing, sir. When Yogi ji was supposed to become the Prime Minister, I think not Prime Minister, the Chief Minister, he got the go-ahead from RSS. It was like RSS said, aap bolo, you go ahead and say. So even at last year's election, there were some rumors that everything is not going well and things are not hunky-dory and all that. Yogi ji was summoned to Delhi, then things went all right. Because there's a fundamental difference in the governance between Yogi Adityanath ji and the Modi ji style. There's a fundamental difference. Both are good administrators, both are karmi yogis, and at times, even within a family, there are some issues and resentments which happen. Any discussion, deliberation, or fact finding is not disconnect, is not dispute. That is what I want to make clear. Even when you work for a corporate, your boss calls you and asks you, "Bhai, kya hua? What happened? Why did we not meet the numbers? What was the plan? What is your next step plan? Do we need to do some changes?" So Mohan Bhagwat ji meeting Yogi ji was a part of the process, but he also wants to understand his point of view. And obviously, this further, in my opinion, strengthens the stature of Yogi Adityanath ji in the government, which is given. This strengthens the stature because UP continues to be a very, very important place. Now, how effective has been Mr. Saini? That is again to be contemplated. And earlier it was Sunil Mittal ji, the results were good. Now Sunil Mittal ji is out. But some people tell me that still Sunil Mittal ji is the de facto person who is running UP. Even it is not.
Is it Sunil Bansal or Sunil Mittal?
Sorry, Sunil Mittal. Sorry, Sunil Bansal. So not Sunil Mittal. I know it's a slip of tongue. Sorry, Sunil Bansal. I confused between slip of tongue. Sunil Bansal ji. Now, some people still tell me Sunil Bansal ji is still controlling UP, though it is not a part of his assigned territory. But that is within the organization. So that is where it is. So I think RSS will be completely supporting Yogi ji because they want Yogi ji to prevail, which even at a national level strengthens him. Because one thing is very sure, sir. At this juncture, if Yogi Adityanath ji is moved out of UP, that can have major losses for the party. I don't think even party can afford those kind of losses, which I have been very vocal from the day one. So Yogi ji has to be there, and whatever things are there within the family, they need to be ironed out. They need to be sorted out. The challenge here is that opposition is trying to make a big halla gulla around it because opposition Pawan Khera was yesterday very vocal. Manoja of RLD was very vocal, and there are a lot of opposition leaders who were talking about there's a rift. Remember, Arvind Kejriwal also played his part on this game. So this opposition knows somehow if you want to weaken BJP, you have to weaken this alliance or you have to weaken this chemistry between Delhi and UP. You have to somehow weaken Yogi Adityanath. You don't want a very powerful chief minister. If any other chief minister will come, they will play the caste card. When they will play the caste card, they will have a chance to come back, which exactly happened right now. They had a chance to come back and they did come back to a sizable extent. So I think these all issues will be ironed out because 2 years down the line, we have the assembly elections in UP and we cannot have same kind of a outcome there. So whatever needs to be done is done. Unfortunately, to best of my knowledge, even Keshav Prasad Maurya ji, the deputy CM also lost. And when a deputy CM also loses, there is something which needs to be really, really contemplated. What went wrong, how it went wrong. Now to assume there's a rift between BJP and RSS, that is not the case. And let people who don't know about the structure that BJP is a part of RSS. Modi ji was a pracharak, Santosh ji was a pracharak, Amit Shah ji was a VVP, Arun Kumar ji was a pracharak. Everybody is somewhere been a Swayam Sevak or a pracharak. So that is how the organization works. So to put the record straight. So let's see what is the outcome and let's see how do the things shape up. And in the meanwhile, there have been also some talks about Indresh Kumar ji. Indresh Kumar ji heads the Muslim Morcha. He made a statement 2 days back, which he retracted yesterday, by the way. He said that the people who got arrogant and Bhagwan Sri Ram taught them a lesson, they got limited at 241. Obviously, we know where he was hinting at. So who got 241 in this election, everybody knows. I don't have to contemplate more on that. But there are two sides of story. When I talk to my people, when people talk to me, they tell me, look, still it is the third best performance of BJP. Still, it is the third time in a row Modi ji has got elected as the PM. It is a fact still Modi ji is going to be the PM and is the PM of the country. It's not easy to get elected 3 times in a row. And Congress is the worst third, out of the 3 performances, the worst third performance of Congress since inception. So you have to give credit to Modi ji for doing what he has done and achieve what he has achieved. Now, if I flip the table, if I flip the argument, people may say you got arrogant, you got this and that. Well, everybody is right to have his opinion. So is Indresh Kumar Bhai Sahab. He is offended his opinion. But she said one problem is there. The people have been talking to me. Ki Bhai, Indresh Kumar ji is running Muslim Morcha for so many years. Right? Now in Muslim Morcha, we have seen instances, we have discussed those instances where even members of Muslim Morcha did not vote for BJP. Now, if you have such a big Muslim Morcha, which is being run for around 2 decades now, if one Muslim seat could not be won, if one Muslim chehra could not be used, right, and if all the such a big Muslim cadre could not prevent the vote jihad, then what is the relevance of, what is the relevance of, all this rhetoric, right? I mean, questions will be asked both the sides. What is the relevance of all this rhetoric? And even when the Mahant of Ayodhya, Sree Ayodhya Ram Mandir was asked about this, Mahanji was very clear. He said possibly Indresh Kumar Bhai Sahab could not deliver it, and he is not happy that Modi could deliver it. So, as according to the Mahant of Ayodhya ji, that is his words, that are not my words. Let me clarify this. So there are two sides of the coin, which, and we all humans do mistake. Nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to be taken out. We don't know, even Yogi ji, Modi ji, or Indresh Kumar ji, or anybody. Nobody wants to lose. But things happen. Things go wrong. But I think it's not fair to put blame on each other. But as a constructive thing, we should go and work. And some people, obviously, when people get close to people, some people are not happy. That is politics. Every politician believes that nobody should be able to take my chair, but sir, one day everybody has to go, somebody new has to come. And when you came to place, you also replace somebody. It's a time bound thing, na? It's a time bound thing, and things change, things happen, things go wrong. We all do mistakes. So this is where the things start. And one thing I must tell you, sir, RSS very well recognizes they need Shriman Yogi Adityanath ji or Baba or Maharaj in UP. If you do not have this figure, the losses are going to be much bigger. That is a given now. Now there is no discussion or deliberation around this. And whatever are the issues, they need to be worked out. And Bhagwat ji has the veto power if he needs to use it, and he can use his veto power as and when he wants it. There is nothing which is going to be there. And Bhagwat ji is going to be there, 𝗤𝙠 𝗤𝙀 is going to be there, and possibly Arun Kumar ji is going to be there. So maybe Santosh ji is also called. I don't know. So they will all think what is the strategy and what needs to be done. That is my limited take on this meeting. So let's not see it as a dispute. Let's not see it as a problem. Let's not see it as a major issue. Koi bhai bahut bada lafda hua. This is what is more of a protocol, and that happens in your and my life also. Father can question the son. My father still questions me 20 times a day. It doesn't matter. I'm 47 now. It doesn't matter what is my age. You will still question me. Bhai kya kiya? So it doesn't mean there's a dispute between my father and me, and I question my son. That doesn't mean there's a dispute between me and my son. So those should not be seen as dispute. The opposition will try their best to show there's a dispute, but there is practically no dispute. And if there are questions asked on this side, there will be questions asked on other side. It is a mistake which needs to be rectified. That is the limited take on it. But yes, Yogi ji's stature overall politically gets elevated as the byproduct of the process. Now let's move to the second issue. That is 10 crore to Waqf board. Now, it happened yesterday, and yesterday morning we came to know from news that Maharashtra government has assigned 10 crore rupees to the Waqf board. And there were some pictures of, I think, Ajit Pawar, Fadnavis Sahab, and Eknath Shinde ji in some meeting with the Waqf board, and all this 10 crore was given. Now, there's a lot of outrage, Sri sir, on this. Because if you talk of the common man on the ground, the last thing what BJP or the BJP government is expected to do is to give money to the Waqf board. For why do you want to give 10 crore rupees to Waqf board? To do what? And let me remind you, sir, Kejriwal ji during his tenure gave 100 crores to the Waqf board, and Waqf board is already the third biggest landowner in India. We wanted a Waqf Act to be revealed. We wanted those land which are being encroached by Waqf board to be handed over. Even they have a claim on Mukesh Ambani's Antilla. According to Waqf board, that is in their land. So these all are things, and this 10 crore, whatever the reason may be, whatever the things may be, there's a lot of resentment. People are very unhappy. A common man doesn't understand nitty-gritties. Common man doesn't want to understand nitty-gritties. They know one thing. Bhaiya Waqf board ko 10 crore diya baat. That is the news which has gone out. I hope they are able to clear it. I also overheard when, and during our conversation before the show, we were discussing that BJP has issued some clarification around it. And, still, but the air is, the air is misty. We don't know what happened. We don't know what is going to happen. And if you ask me my opinion, should this money be given? I really don't know. This is what is this, sir?
See, this is in a particular, I just want to set the context here. This is one Maharashtra Lok Sabha seat. The Vidhan Sabha constituencies were Mulund, Vikhroli, Bhandup, Ghatkopar West, Ghatkopar East, Mukurd, Shivaji Nagar, postal ballot. This is essentially Mumbai. Mumbai Northeast, Northwest, yahan kahin na kahin hai. It's a, and in that Mankud, Shivaji Nagar, where you see the vote, the Mihir Kotecha is BJP guy, Sanjay Patil is Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena, and this is a Muslim majority locality. Look whom they voted for. Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena is even more Hindutva based. And look at some of the booths and the number of votes BJP polled. Booth number 160, 0. Booth number 94, 2. 100, 4. You know, there is something wrong here, because booth number 160, for example, there should be a BJP representative there. BJP wala hi hoga na, local wala hoga. Uske to, there are 2 or 4 people per this thing. Okay, uske to parivar sadasya honge. They would have voted for BJP. So I have a big serious doubt how this is even possible. Did BJP put a booth agent who himself voted against BJP? What's going on?
Sri sir, there are a lot of such things which are coming out in due course of time. And there are booths wherein there are a lot of members for Minority Morcha, and even the members did not vote for BJP. So, you know, the people who are running Minority Morcha should also reply to such things. Why did it happen? Right? And Minority Morcha did not do any magic. Even they could not prevent vote jihad. Forget winning a seat. They could not even prevent vote jihad. They could not tell BJP there's a vote jihad happening against them. And let me tell you, sir, if I can be candid now, because this now it is water under the bridge, so we can talk directly. BJP has been shikar of Al-Taqia. There have been a lot of people from the minority community, lot of TV personalities, lot of news personalities, lot of so-called karyakartas, a lot of so-called, chapluses who have been giving BJP an impression Muslims are voting for you. They've been telling, "Humne survey kar liya, sab aa raha, vote aa raha aapko. You are getting votes from the Muslim states." Which I told that it was all Al-Taqia. BJP was bitten by the snake of Al-Taqia. That is why I always say infiltrated agent is more dangerous than the ISI agent, because ISI agent when caught is gone. But an infiltrated agent is sit next to you, sitting tea with you. हाँ भाई साहब वोट आ रहा है, सब कुछ आ रहा है, बहुत बढ़िया आ रहा है, सबसे बात हो गई है. So could such a big cadre, could all these so-called, all this clan of BJP so-called well-wishers, which I all believe are members of Al-Taqia, could they even tell BJP there's a tsunami brewing in the community against you? No. Did they know? Possibly they all knew it. They all knew it. And I'm very sure if you take out their booths, and if each vote could be, there's some algorithm used to count that, I'm not even sure did they vote for BJP or not. So I have seen, those some TV journalists telling, we have done a survey in, we have done a survey in Muslim locations, and we are, this journalist is Muslim. So I have done a survey in Muslim locations, sir, and I have talked to Muslims, they're all voting for you. They have been talking this to the Prime Minister. Do you believe it? This journalist has been talking this to the Prime Minister. And what happened? Either the journalist is compromised or they are good for nothing, which is, in both the situations, is dangerous. Or they were all doing the good old tactic of Al-Taqia. Sir, Al-Taqia is the most dangerous weapon. I don't know what the hell to say. I have been putting my lungs on the table for months now and telling them, be careful about Al-Taqia. You don't understand how Al-Taqia works. People normally don't know. This is how you befool. It's a tactic of deceit, treachery, and peeth pe khanjar bhokna. And all the information went wrong. All the information went wrong. How can system after system, cadre after cadre fail? How can they don't know what is happening? It is impossible. They all know what is happening. When people like me knew what is happening, how can they don't know what is happening? I have no access to the power. I have no access to the, karyakartas, and they don't listen to me. When I know what is happening, how can these people don't know what is happening? These are also things. You can blame Modi ji for 100,000 things, but did you turn him, tell him this? Did you warn him on this? Did you know about this? These are also the things which have to be contemplated. And Modi ji is wounded now. 𝗒𝙘𝘀 hai. He's going to retaliate. That is the character of Modi. I've been talking that from the day one. He's a person who is never going to compromise. But even these people who have defeated Modi ji using Al-Taqia, मीठा बोलो, सब हो गया सब, सर्वे कर लिया सब हो रहा. Now, who aren't they responsible? Has such a treachery happened in the Indian electioning? No. So, but when these things happen, when the majority community is reconciling to this fact, then I again don't understand what is the point of giving this 10 crore to the Waqf board, whatever the reason may be. Kuch bhi reason rahega. Over to you, sir.
This is a slightly off-topic thing. What I wanted to point out is we have about 1,100 people watching and we have about 300 likes. Just like the voter who decided to go for a vacation instead of voting, don't not like this program. Please like this video. Why haath jodkar hum keh rahe hain? I'll tell you a reason for that. Around June 4th, there was a news item saying that 17 YouTube India engineers are under surveillance, that for 5 states, that they were actively trying to tamp down social media sites. I didn't want to say anything until I came down to the root cause to find out. I wanted the names, because that is what a news reporter does. You cannot just like that make an allegation and not back it up with data and facts. Now it's coming out that it was more of a social media plant, and that just caught on fire because people said, okay, yeah, my viewership is down and this must be the reason. So far there is no basis for that, viewers. I wanted to tell you why I'm saying that is because ultimately your rate at which you like a video when it starts airing, that is one of the biggest determinants of how viral the video is going to go. First is, of course, a topic. Topic is very important. That is in our hands. We do our best to try and tell you factually what exists, what it is that we are going to talk about. But once you start watching, I mean, this is not very difficult to like. That's the engine that drives it after that. Essentially, that's the engine that drives it after that. So I don't want to say something happened here, my side got this thing. I want to first say, okay, and because YouTube encourages all the content generators, say, go and ask people to like your channel, go and ask people to like your video, go and ask them to subscribe to your channel. This is encouraged by YouTube. I'm not doing anything outside the rules and regulations here. So just please, once you start watching, just like the video. You can help us in a huge way. Over to you, Sumit ji. I'm sorry to disturb you in the middle of the flow. I'll get blowback on that one also. But the problem is we want more people to see it, which means I have to tell you what I have been thinking about. That's why I mean, for 5-6 programs, I've been thinking of saying this. Chhoot ja raha tha. Because, you don't, in the flow, you don't want to disrupt. But today, what I noticed was this is such an important topic and we are having such a low like count that I need to try and seek help from all of you viewers. Thank you once again. Over to you, sir.
That's a very important thing, sir. Even there's a lot of learning from me today, and this is very important. And now let's come to with this thing, whatever the reason may be, we are hearing that some biomapping they have to do. We are hearing that they have to go to digitize something. But whatever the reason is, after all that resentment we are seeing on the ground, it is not going with the public sentiment, and it is highly appreciated that such activities should not be done. And this, in fact, people are expecting action against the Waqf board, because if Mukesh Ambani's home can be a Waqf board property, forget you are in my home, then that is already a Waqf board property. We should call it a day then. Now let's go to the third part. Now yesterday we came to know that there's a video which is issued by 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and the video has a mixture of Hindi and Urdu words. And they are clearly saying that we will put a bomb and we'll blow this Ram Mandir. You have built this on the Babri Masjid, and this is illegal as per 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and we are going to blow it up. We have tried it before. They tried to attack it before, and 3 of their terrorists got killed, and we have to also avenge their death. We are telling you in advance, if you can protect the temple, go ahead and protect it. We are going to destroy and dismantle the Ram Mandir. Now the security has been beefed up, and this tape is being analyzed for forensics. But the words of Urdu, if you look at the words of Urdu, this is very typical Pakistani Urdu. This is not the Urdu spoken in India. Pakistani, Punjabi, slang Urdu. It is the Urdu of Pakistan. They have inserted some Hindi words and all to confuse it. Maybe there are 2 people who are doing it simultaneously, or they have dubbed it or whatever. Now, this looks from a terrorist who is very determined to do it. Now, what we are hearing also today that Mr. Amit Shah has decided that 3 more, energy hubs will be set up. One of them will be set up in Ayodhya. So that is good news if the energy hubs get set up in Ayodhya. We hope that after that, nothing can be done to the Ram Mandir. But I'm telling you that the Pakistan and the Pakistan supporters and the elements within the Pakistan, still after all this, are hell-bent to destroy the Ram Mandir. This is again a wake-up call for all those people. And now I want to ask a question. The Mananiya Sansad or the parliamentarian or the MP from Faizabad of Samajwadi Party, did he issue a statement because Ayodhya comes in his territory, in his constituency? No. Did Akhilesh Yadav issue a statement? No. It's only Amit Shah who is expected to do all the action, but not Akhilesh Yadav and not the MP of Faizabad. This is where the problem will start coming. Now you have an MP who is not bothered, you have an MP who will not talk, you have an MP. There was one TV show, he said, that MP said, I'm a born Ram Bhakt, I'm a part of Faizabad, mere kan kan mein Ram hai, haan ghar ghar mein Ram hai. The anchor told him, Jai Jai Shri Ram. He didn't say Jai Jai Shri Ram. MP Saab did not say Jai Jai Shri Ram because that doesn't go with the Samajwadi lingo. Now this is the reality of the Faizabad, and now we have Ayodhya temple, and LET of Pakistan is threatening us, I'll come and blow your temple. Now even if there's an incident, and they are obviously, I'm sure they are not able to blow up the temple, that does not happen till eternity or till the end of the earth. But if there are casualties, if there's a bomb blast, who is going to be responsible? Now the question is that we know action against Pakistan is going to happen. How far and how fast the action is going to happen, that is to be contemplated. And people on the ground have this feeling that in Modi 3.0, I'm talking the sentiments of the ground, sir. I am connected with a lot of people on the ground. Their feeling is, what is being done for Hindus? Can you free the temples? Can you get rid of the Waqf Act, Place of Worships Act? There are so many things which are Uniform Civil Code. There are so many things which are in favor of Hindus but do not hurt Muslim interest. At least can we pick them up and can we start doing that? So these two things, punishing Pakistan and what is being done for Hindus, are the two hot topics or the hot points which are out in discussion, and everybody wants to have an answer from that, and that is where everybody's expectations from this government are going to be. Now G7 meeting is over. It was a good meeting and Modi ji is back. He boarded the flight last night. He landed today. We are going to see how do the things pan out now. What are the expectations of the people? How will it kind of work out? I hope that the action of Pakistan against the Pakistan will be soon. But what are being done for the Hindu community on the ground is again something to be seen, because now what I have been saying, and is now almost everybody is on the same plane. It was 3 o'clock on 4 June on national TV. I stretched out my neck and said Muslims have not voted for BJP. Muslims voted in a pattern which should defeat BJP. Everybody has come into that conclusion. Again, Muslims have a right to do it. There's nothing wrong in that. They can vote if they want. But where did the 𝗒𝙗𝘅 happen? Where did the Al-Taqia happen? Who is the ringleader of Al-Taqia? Who was running this propaganda and who was giving BJP, who was letting BJP down the green pastures that everything is fine, Muslims are going to vote for you? These are the people who also need to be identified, and then these are the people who need to be taken to task. And again, initiatives like this Minority Morcha and all these Muslim Morcha and all that we are good to have. It's fine to have, but how effective they are on the ground again needs to be contemplated. Because at times you want to be neutral to all, but in the process, are you losing the core vote bank? In my opinion, yes, we are losing the core vote bank. Is core vote bank important or is neutrality important? Now, how are you going to handle a resurgent Akhilesh? What are you going to do when you have challenges up like a Lashkar-e-Toiba is threatening of blowing up the Ram Mandir and the MP Saab is not concerned? Akhilesh Bhaiya is not concerned. How are you going to answer that? I'm not saying an LET can do it. I know LET ki औकात नहीं, even Pakistan ki औकात नहीं hai. But what if there's an incident? What if there's an accident? Who owns the responsibility? So will it be given to Yogi Adityanath that it's your state? Will it be transferred to Amit Shah? Does local MP have a role, or he's saying he's from Samajwadi, he's won the election, that's gone? Does Akhilesh Yadav has a role? Does he need to speak on this? These are some of the very, very serious things which the country is facing and need to be addressed. That is my limited take. And in such a scenario, infighting is the last thing which can happen. Opposition will try to create a divide. There's a rift between Modi and Yogi. There's a rift between Amit Shah and Yogi. RSS and BJP are at loggerheads and all. These all canards they will try to they will try to create. And I want to make one point, sir. RSS has a cadre of all affiliates put together is around 40 crore people. So Bhagwat ji today has a say around these people. The best thing about the RSS cadre is you only know the person by first name. Sumit ji, Sree ji, Sachin ji. Nobody knows the second name of the person. That is not important. So if there is no second name, there is no family name. If there is no family name, there is no caste. So it's a caste independent cadre. This cadre funds the RSS, does not expect any return from RSS. They work on their own. They have no aspirations. And RSS connects the whole family, not one person. So in such a scenario, RSS is a force to be reckoned with. That is why Rahul Gandhi always attacks RSS. Rahul Gandhi never attacks BJP. He knows BJP cadre can be still managed or manipulated or still can be controlled or maybe at times lured. But what about the RSS cadre? The USP of the RSS cadre is na dikhta hai na bikta hai. You don't know who is from RSS. You don't know what is the position they hold. There is no list. From BJP, you know, okay, he's the Mandal Adhyaksh or he's minister or he's a Prabhari or whatever. But in RSS, there's no list. There's no website. You don't know who is what. You don't know who has access to what and who is doing what. So the relevance of RSS in Indian politics is as strong as ever, is as resilient as ever, and whatever we want or we may not want, we cannot wish away the RSS. So the only way is that there has to be a tango between RSS and BJP, and this as a father and a son or a grandson or a father, whatever, it's one family. They have to work together and iron out those differences and move on. And my appeal to our people, brothers, sisters watching this vlog is, do not get carried away by the notion there's a problem between BJP and RSS. There's a division, there is this, there is that. All these things do not matter. RSS has survived for 100 years with one mission: nation first, always first. And that is what the BJP is going to do. Yes, Pakistan and action on something very, very good, which is for the long-term Hindu interest, is what people are expecting from Modi 3.0. And I think it will be done. And please do not read too much into rumors, and please do not think Modi ji is not happy Yogi meeting RSS or whatever. That is this is a process. This happens all the time. There is nothing new which is happening this time, right? And people can say something when the sentiments are high. We tend to overspeak at times, which is okay. But at the end of the day, one good family, one big family working together for the national good, and there can be discussions, there can be deliberations. Discussions and deliberations do not mean disputes. That is the limited point I want to make. And I want to send one last message to Pakistan and LeT. If you dare to touch Ram Mandir, I am nobody, but I can give you a writing, you will lose 101% Rawalpindi that day. Because that day, 1.5 billion Hindus of the world will want Pakistan destroyed. If they want Pakistan destroyed, there is nobody on planet Earth who can save you after that. Do not even dare to do that. That will be your last and concluding the message you will do. Pakistan will be wiped out. If you want your whole country to be wiped out, go and do it. Try it. If you don't want, don't do it. That is my limited message to you. And whoever is thinking of this, you will soon see they will meet their end very, very swiftly and sweetly.
Thank you so much, Sumit ji. Viewers, even though when let's say you're not watching it live, but you watch it later, any of the PGurus videos, even though they look like they are 1 hour long, they are actually only 30 to 35 minutes. After that, Correct. It is Q&A. It's up to you whether you want to watch that or not. We also provide you chapters after a few hours or so give you even better navigation to go through all that. On top of all these things, we have done one more thing. I just want to play our new app, PGurus app, because what happens is PGurus has videos, we have shorts, we have podcasts, and we have news items. We said, well, and also I sell books, right? how about making it all in one place, easy to access, so that you can go there and access it? By the way, you can watch videos from our app, and those do not have ads. Many of you say, I'd like to see an ad-free program from PGurus. You asked, we replied, we gave you that feature. Podcasts are useful if you're driving. You don't need to look at the thing. So podcast, you can listen to it. And it's also bandwidth-wise, it's only audio. It's not video bandwidth. So your data rate also comes down. Your data consumption comes down. You are putting less stress on the system. Everything we have thought of, and I'm giving it to you. I'm just going to give you a quick demo of how it looks like. I encourage all of you to download it and start using it. We may have a few wrinkles here and there. Some versions of Android may not work exactly like we expected. We want to have you tell us what the problems you are facing. Some of you have, and I've already fixed those problems. So we are not saying that this is it, we are not going to change. We're continuing to enhance the product. Just take a quick look at this demo. 1 second. So we'll let this thing linger for the last few seconds. So thank you. So that you can actually use your phone to capture the QR code. So you don't even have to type it. You can just use the phone to. So the way we expect you to use it is, first start connecting your phone with your TV. Project the videos on the TV. And then as the thing comes along, where the QR codes are visible, depending on your phone. If it's iPhone, click on the QR code for iPhone. If it is Android, click on the QR code for Android, and your installation will start almost immediately. We really appreciate your feedback on this one. Now let's take a few questions. Thank you so much, Sumit ji, for your patience.
Always a pleasure, sir.
Jayaraman ji wants to know, so are we going to buckle under threats? And today, if we buckle, there will be more coming. We are feeding a monster. This is, I think, LeT.
LeT, that is why, Jayaraman sir, I've been talking of two things. Decisive action against Pakistan and Hindu causes need to be addressed. That doesn't mean you are hurting Muslim causes in any way. Muslim cause is different, Hindu cause is different. So, and 85% of the population is Hindu. So, obviously, 85% of the voter, which votes for you are not 85. So, 99% of the voter was voted for BJP is Hindu. I am giving 1% as benefit of doubt. This Hindu. So, obviously, your voter expects something which has to be delivered. Now, we don't have to buckle under these threats. I think placing an SG hub in Ayodhya is a good move. And but do we let LeT to do this attack, or do we dismantle them before? That's the only question. If you ask me, I want them to be dismantled before.
Next one, please. Magnet Rangaji says, Namaskar. It is clear that one section will never support BJP. In your view, should BJP try hard to win their support, or just go on and consolidate others instead? Why the angst against Yogi ji?
You see, Ranga sir, there is one thing which is very straightforward in politics. Look, if Muslims do not want to vote for BJP, they have a right not to vote. There is nothing wrong in that. They want to vote en masse for ABCD, again they have a right to do that. There is nothing right in that. But the problem is, we as nation and BJP as a party has to realize this. And based on that, they have to make their Ranjaniti. Look, if you look at MP, if you look at MP was a sweep, if you look at Uttaranchal, if you look at, there was one other state, sweep. MP, Uttaranchal, and one more state, I just can't remember it. If you look at the vote share, 50 to 53%. Simple. If you are that kind of a vote share, it doesn't matter who votes for you, who doesn't vote for you. So rather than consolidation is the answer, because consolidation has paid the dividend. has paid the dividend, because a lot of people are writing me and asking me, Sumit bhai, how did this happen? 18% of the people got 36% of the benefits of the Prime Minister Modi's schemes. 18% of the minority got 34 to 36% of the benefits. Where was the administration? Well, administration so rahi thi kya? What were the bureaucrats doing? It's a logical question. People have a right again to ask this. And I said, well, I don't know. I'm not running anything. How can I answer you that? But I thought, let me put that question out, because that is what the people are writing to me. Ye kaise hua? And third point of time was the answer is Yogi ji. Look, in politics, there's always a succession plan. There's always a succession plan, and there's always a who is next in the line. And my ideas and his ways of method might not work. So, what we in English say, this palace intrigue is nothing new. So it's a part of that, and it will some things here and there will keep on happening, and they, as long as they don't impact the main product and they don't impact the main outcome, it's okay. But if they cross a particular limit and start impacting the system and the efficiency and the outcome of the process, then that is a concern. Unfortunately, this time it has reached that stage. Next question, Mr. Iyer. Suviji, what is your
Sumit, what's your opinion? What, in your opinion, needs to be done to unite Hindus, or rather bring them together and make a difference to BJP's overall performance, considering the Muslims are moving away? Thanks. 1 second. One thing you can all do, okay, every one of you, we are going to let this thing stay on the screen. Make a printout of this. Make a printout of this. You have printer at home, or if you don't, find a place to print it. Put it on your fridge. इस पे बहुत ज़्यादा space है. Remember this. Next time you feel like not going to vote, remember this.
And not liking the video, also remember this.
Yeah.
And not liking the video, also remember. And in fact, you can put on Blinkit 10 rupees per printout. Everybody can afford it. Printer nahi bhi chalega. Give it to Blinkit, they will get it to your home. Now the problem is, this is what is happening, sir. Now Ramanji is asking what Hindus need to look. The states which have been swept are 53, 54, 55% vote share. Consolidation of Hindu vote is the only thing. There is no other way. There is no other jadoo. Kuch nahi. It is consolidation of Hindu. BJP should target now for 60% vote. So even if you have swings here and there, you will still retain 52, 53. You will keep on sweeping states. And now that 6% vote, I am trying to reiterate this point from all the possible outlets of media I have to my access. This 6% of core Hindu vote has slipped away. We have to get this back at any cost, because if that was with us, even 400 par would not have been difficult. What was the difference between 400 par and 241? Is that 6% vote? What is the plan to get this 6% vote back? And let's not get again bitten by the snake of Al-Taqia. Oh, I love these TV journalists and those so-called people who have been telling how Muslims are going to vote for BJP, what kind of surveys they have done. And Al-Taqia was fabulous. It was manicured. It was screen written to perfection. It was like a screen written play which was happening. हमने जी सर्वे किया मुसलमान बहुल उन्होंने हमें ये कहा उन्होंने हमें ये कहा. When I remember these things, I say, wow, how can you take anybody for such a ride? But anyway, there's a cost. Let's see. Will these people have a cost to pay, or you let them go? Remember,
the next immediate decision is the 4 states that are coming up for elections. And we'll be talking about that more with Sree Iyer ji. That is following in about 45 minutes after this program concludes. We'll be back. We'll be talking about the implications of this result on those states, because 3 of them are difficult for BJP. 3 of them are difficult. And the 4th one is one of those partners. Palturam is the chief minister. So who knows what he can do. So viewers, remember this. Many of you were aghast when Sumit ji and I talked about Yanamir. Now we are being proved right. Of course, this will never come out and be light of the day. But at least we do our homework before you take a stand. That's all I'm trying to say. Thank you, Sumit ji. That was very brave of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Sarvani Tumuluri wants to know, it's so sad to see that people are back of FM but not Education Ministry, which did not perform well. Research-based, nationalist and civilization value-based education reforms are needed.
I think, Shivani, if you ask me, we need a complete revamp. And you see, somewhere down the line, kya bolu main? If I forget what is the bedrock of my civilization, what is the bedrock of my civilization? Hindu. Bharat gets its name from Bharat, Bhagwan Sri Ram's brother, right? Bharat and Hindu is mentioned in the Purans, which were written thousands of years back. So if we forget those things, if Hindu element is diluted, the problem will be such big you cannot control it. The history is not which is 7,500, 75 years old, 100 or 300 years old. Our history is thousands of years old. So if that is not taught the way it is, then we are doing injustice, right? I don't want to bring up things, but I will just say one thing. How many of us know who forced the biggest Johar in Chittor? 3 times the Johar happened. Our Rajput sisters, their daughters and their female daughters, they burned themselves. You know why? Because they were fearing necrophilia. When asked, why did you burn? You could have had poison, you could cut a vein and you would still die. Why would you want to burn in fire? Because the answer for that is they were fearing necrophilia. Necrophilia is having sex with the dead bodies. And who are the 3 kings who committed the biggest, on which attacked Chittor and the Johars were committed 3 times? And who was the last king where the biggest Johar happened and the 8,000 women and children burned themselves alive? The pyre was so big it couldn't be seen few kilometers away. Who was the king? Anybody in comments can answer, can write. I'll tell you it is the king. But you will not be taught in the history this. Nobody will teach in the history. How was Banda Singh Bahadur killed? How was Banda Singh Bahadur killed? Who killed him? How was his son killed? Go and read it. You will shatter. You will literally shatter. Right? How was Guru Arjan Das Ji killed? And these are all history. I'm not talking about 50,000 years recently. So when you go into the history, you will hear those things. Why we are scared to put them out? Let's just put them out and say, okay, there was a mistake done by some people. The people of the same faith don't believe in that. They're not going to do that mistake. We don't support that. But why are we hiding our history? And if we keep on hiding our history and letting our values go, that is it. Anybody from the audience can put an answer. Who was that king? I know by this time you must have looked into the Google. And let me tell you, some of you will answer and I'll confirm. When the answer will come, you will be really shattered. Who was that king? Who? No. Biggest Johar. Look into the Google, answer me.
I know the answer. It'll surprise you. Surprise you.
Surprise you. And you will really want to burn your history book after this. You say, ye kab hua yaar? And you will also want to boycott Urdu Wood after this permanently. Urdu Wood ko tala lagaoge aap. You will not watch a Urdu Wood film. I don't call them Bollywood, I call them Urdu Wood. You know why? One of my friends told me he was in Pakistan. He told me in Pakistan they were worried about this Urdu is depleting. How to? Yeah. Ramani ji, you are right. And what is Akbar told in our history books? Akbar the Great. Yeah. This is where history needs to correct itself. Akbar the Great.
Actually, we should stop calling Akbar Akbar. Akbar means the great. It actually Jalaluddin. That's the name of
Jalaluddin is name. And
yeah.
Let me tell you another thing, sir. There are so many things. I don't want to get into that. This is not the broadcast for that. One day we'll get into that. Now, does this person needs to be called great? And he did write some 𝗤𝙗𝙘 religion. Then our Urdu would wale make a picture on it. Jodha Akbar. As if it was some, Ganga Jamni. Arey Baba, maaf karo bhai. Maaf karo yaar. Kuch raham karo hum pe. That's why these are the things which people don't know. Out of so many, we could get one reply. And Sree Iyer ji and me will know because, that is our passion. But if this is taught to the whole world, a lot of things will be settled. What I have told, Akbar built roads, he built transport, he built this. Did any history book told you about the Johar of Chittorgarh? Did any history book told you what was he looking in Chittorgarh? Did any history book told you when he found nobody, when he did not find the queen or the woman, he slaughtered 40,000 Hindus in the same day? He ordered slaughtering of 40,000 Hindus in the same day, just like that. And this is all documented history.
Next one, Chaitanya Takle wants to know, should center bifurcate troublesome states like Bengal and Tamil Nadu to reduce their political power?
I think overall we need to do a nationwide delimitation and really look at breaking these bastions where the election has become a fixed match.
Next one, please. For all that, you need a bigger majority, guys. Why do you think Modi ji was asking for this? Some of the problems are so difficult. They are so difficult that you can't just like that to manage with a 241 seat, strength in Lok Sabha. समझते नहीं लोग. इसने वो बोल दिया, उसने वो बोल दिया, तो मैं वोट नहीं डालूंगा. अरे यार, this is the thing. First, we have to learn to vote with our head. अगर आपको ये head से करना थोड़ा मुश्किल हुआ है, so I'll give you a simple thing, guys. Your refrigerator has a lot of space, right? There are only two parties, national parties, BJP and Congress. Congress will eventually gobble Samajwadi Party. It will eventually gobble NCP. It will eventually gobble TMC. Okay, these things will happen. Why do you think Didi was so adamant that there will be no coalition with Congress in West Bengal? Because she was afraid that Congress will come and cut the votes.
Correct.
See, so write down, maintain a list. This thing that was done good, yes, plus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus. Find out whether you are getting a 0 or positive number for BJP. Then that is your party that you want to vote. Because Lok Sabha, it is very clear. It is not the candidate. It is the party. It is the leader, the face of the party that you are voting for.
And sir, I would only like to add one thing. Overall Muslim voting was 95 to 98%. Hindu voting was 60 to 65%. 60%. Right? कैसे बनेगी बात? What are you expecting magic to happen? How do you expect the magic to happen? बताइए. Magic will not happen, brothers. Magic will not happen. Next question. We had one question we missed that. Okay.
Yeah.
Good idea for RSS.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Is it good idea for RSS to increase their media outrage, talk about their several initiatives across the country? Yes, this should happen, Shankar sir, because now it's the time of media and social media. RSS should have its own media outreach. RSS should talk about all the things which they are doing, and I think even the affiliated organizations should be given the mandate to go and talk about what they are doing in the media. Because you see, every media has a customer, has a reach. So TV might not reach everywhere, YouTube might not reach everywhere, Twitter, Facebook might not reach, but there's a chota newspaper, there's a midday newspaper, there's a chota patrika, a journal which might reach to a different section of people. So media outreach is a point taken, Shankar sir. Even I'm suggesting all the affiliates should be given the mandate, go ahead and do your media. Say whatever you want to say in the media. Do whatever you want to. Highlight your achievements, what you are doing in the media.
Radha Balamurali wants to know, why should not we isolate M's, deny them even small businesses? It should be done at slow and steady pace in hush-hush manner. The government can play a role to achieve it. It's in our hands to your opinion. Radhaji, this is what has happened in Halal. They did the same thing to us.
No, I would say, Radhaji, you see, whenever you are talking at a national level, you don't press everybody black. That is not fair. The people who have these kind of tendencies, the people who are part of this ecosystem, yes, they need to be handled in a different way, but you can't say this as a blanket thing for everybody. Well, that won't be fair. And this should not happen in the country. But if the people have this kind of mentality, and some states they believe, and some communities or some groups believe like this. Now, I have a suggestion. I don't know how it is. Why don't we have a swastik marking? There's a halal trademark, hai na, sir? Why don't we have a swastik mark? And I am suggesting, you see, I don't buy anything which has a halal stamp on it. I don't buy personally because I don't need a halal. So why should I pay even 1 rupee for that? Why don't we start a swastik stamp? And we can decide we'll only buy swastik marked food. Boycott products for 15 days. Everybody will have that swastik stamp. Everybody. There's an answer. You are underestimating your power as 1.5 billion people. 1.5 billion is a big number.
Thank you, Raja Bodapati, for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you, Veerji, for becoming a YouTube member. Geeta Ahuja, thank you so much for your donation. Pilgrimage is full of Muslim pitus in Kedar Amarnath Vaishno. I've heard that they won't let easier path be built. They get all their money from us.
No, that is not true, ma'am. In fact, let me tell you, start from Kedarnath. The road is widened, there's a helicopter service. Well, yes, this trade is dominated on that side when the Muslims. Amarnath, because 99.9% of the population of Kashmir is Muslim, so it will be dominated by them. Vaishno Devi, partially, yes, but there are new roads which are going to the Vaishno Devi, and soon there will be a jeepable road which will go to the Amarnath cave. Helicopter services have started. There are a lot of good initiatives which have happened. The idea here is not the blanket animosity against a community. The idea here is to let people know, those things which some people from that community are doing against the Hindus and Bharat and all, we won't take them lined up. That is the very simple message which has to be sent across, and people and the governments together can do at their level. So that is what we say. You see, if somebody is, honestly, if somebody is carrying a pilgrim on his shoulder and is a Muslim, and he is doing it for last 20 years, you can't just say because he's a Muslim we should not do this. No, the people who have this kind of mentality, the people who have this jihadi mentality who want to break up India and all, they obviously have to be handled with a different thing. It can't be for all. That is the differentiation I'm trying to make. Because when you talk of a national, international level, every word matters, every word counts. You can't talk about all. The people who have these tendencies, they need to be handled in a differently.
And Geeta ji, most important thing here is these people will get this kind of a vote bank only if they keep them poor. Correct. Remember this. They will keep you poor. Look at Asaduddin Owaisi. Look at the old city. Oh my God, the squalor and filth that is there. See, this is the problem that Muslims are not understanding. Because they know the moment you become educated and climb up the economic ladder, you will start thinking, why am I wasting my vote on this guy? So what do? Keep on saying Islam khatre mein, Musalman khatre mein, Modi aaye to ye kar dega, wo kar dega. 10 years. He has basically put you on his head and carried you around. 15% getting 36% benefits. What more proof do you want? For 10 years. It's not like one time he did it. And even still you don't want to vote. Okay? You'll all become same now. Go back and end of the line. No more priorities. That's what I would do.
Maine bola, sir, I don't know how much loss you have done to Prime Minister Modi, but you have done an irreversible loss to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, many people in Ayodhya who are in the trading community are all Muslims. And they are seeing a steep fall in traffic to Ayodhya.
After 4th. Yeah. After 4th fall, and people are disheartened. There's a fall in the traffic which is now visible. Now what will the Samajwadi MP Saab do? Is he going to come and help you? I hope so.
Next one, please. Raja Bodapati wants to know, just check on Tirupati Lord Venkateswara. YSR's uncle was heading the temple, a Christian. YSR gone now, we have to watch. No Hindu protested for last 5 years in India. Rajaji, I know this gentleman. His name is 𝗤𝗚𝘅. He is not a Christian, sir. He is a Hindu. This has been spread around. But that isolated instance, I'm telling you, Subba Reddy's wife and YSR's mother are sisters. And it is very, very common in Reddy families to have one sister Hindu, another sister Christian. In fact, the Hindu pujas, the Christians will come and participate and vice versa. See, the amity exists. We don't have a problem if you want to do it willingly. Same story with Nadar Christians and Nadar Hindus. 50% of Nadar community back deep south. They are in Kanyakumari, they are in Thoothukudi, that area, Rameshwaram area, they are all mostly Nadars. 50% are Christians. So what I'm trying to say is, let's not take pot shots at this. He was not, but what I heard was the last one that they appointed was a crypto Christian. He has since been ejected. Today, the TTD chairman is the brother of Pawan Kalyan, not Chiranjeevi, but there is another brother. that person is the chairman of TTD. Actually, it doesn't matter. The post is only nominal. There is an executive officer that takes actions, and that is the person that needs to be looked at. And I believe that person needs to be changed too. Anyway, we'll see. Narayana wants to know, ask, does Indian Armed Forces and CAPS have sufficient staff to fight a 2.5 front war simultaneously?
Honestly, Narayan sir, 2-front war is not a problem. We are equipped to handle that. 0.5 needs a lot of work. I have been requesting for a separate Ministry of Internal Security with a budget of around 20, 30, 50 billion dollars, because internal security today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow is going to become a problem. I hope somebody can listen and implement it to some extent, and because my temperament and we me and Sree sir on PGurus channel have been warning much in advance of a lot of things which unfortunately come true at a later stage. We have been warning of this Al-Taqia, but people did not seem to listen. And I want to question all those players who are letting BJP down the garden path. Saab, daba dab khatakhat vote pad rahe. Where are these players now?
Sajid, 20 seconds per answer.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much. I request you to make more sessions on education sector, because without educational reforms, India can't find ideological subversion attacks and wokeism. Yes, I agree totally.
Agree.
Let's go to the next question, please. Amog wants to know, sir, thank you so much, Amog. Thank you, Sarvani. No major action was taken after Anantnag encounter in September 2023. Will it be there the same now, or we keep happy about unknown gunmen?
I think this is the Rajniti of action, not option now. Not taking action is not option.
Next one, please. Thank you, Veer. Why would we bear these post-partition refugees in India? Just take away their citizenship. That's it.
Well, these things are not so straightforward and can't be done. But I think when it comes to national security and national gains, there is a time we might have to take some tough decisions and measures.
Next question, please. Thank you, Soham. Sir, why was Modi ji so huggy and close to the mafia boss of deep state pontifex? Can we see some action in Manipur soon? Will Christians change?
Look, Manipur is a priority. You can't say all the Christians in this country are bad. We have to talk about cookies in particularly, and there are pushes and pulls there. It's not so straightforward. There's a lot of things. Christians live happily all across the India, and I have a lot of friends who are Christians. So there is no problem with the Christian community as such. And this boss of the deep state, I have no comments on that.
Next one. Thank you, Soham, again. Sir, heard that NIA is tracking whoever is tweeting sorry and support messages for Arundhati Roy. Can we see some action after BNS comes into force? I don't know what that is. This is the new criminal law?
Yeah. I think people like Arundhati Roy and all, for what they have done and what they tried to do, I think Arundhati Roy will be the first, in my opinion. Now, if I look at the spectrum of the things, in my opinion, brother, she's the first. She's not the last. And let's not hope any mercy. Bharat Nyay Sancharika, the new after 1st July, they're much tougher. We don't have a run through them because they are not out yet. Yeah, by Sanitha, they are not. We don't have a run through them. They are not out yet. But I expect she's not the last. She's the first.
Thank you so much. And the last question now. Thank you so much, Sabyasachi. Sir, why it took 14 years for the government to book Arundhati?
Bhai, mere Hindi mein answer do. Political will. Nothing else. If you have the political will, there are only 200-300 people, huh? Just not more than 200-300 people. All, you know what you do? When your sinks are blocked, there's something called kiwi drainings. Huh? Itna sa. Put it there, put a cup of water, go and smoke a cigarette. Sorry, I know I'm not promoting smoking cigarette. Have a cup of coffee, have a drink, pani piyo, thanda, come back. All the gutter and the water is flowing smooth and good. But you have to put the kiwi drainings and a cup of water. By that time, things will not happen. Did I answer your question?
Thank you so much, sir. And viewers, thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications and click all under the bell, because then you will get the notification, including a response from PGurus for some of your questions you will get that also. Sumit ji, let us take the Ashirwad of Mahadev ji and then we'll sign off.
Sir, tomorrow morning we will be meeting 10 o'clock, and after a gap of 2 weeks, we'll talk about China, because we left them for 2 weeks. They will be very happy. So we are back tomorrow with the China at 10 o'clock. On that note, like, share and subscribe. Please, please and please. Bharat Mata ki jai. Vande Mataram. Har 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 Mahadev.